guys, Julia here from JM2 Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a ship with me. I've got a bunch of things that sold over the weekend, for the most part since Saturday. Some really cool pieces, some really fun dresses, some very cool vintage pieces. I cannot wait to share with you what sold, kind of how long I had it in inventory, what I sold it for, really invite you into that part of the process for me. But if you are new here, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you are into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, something completely new. It's Monday, I am running late. I have got to get these things packed, off to the post office, back, and prepped for a call in about 2 hours. So go grab yourself a snack, go grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipments. So the first thing we have sold here is this cute top from 3.1 Phillip Lim. And I gotta tell you, when I first found this, it was kind of twisted, so it's like double layer. Like these things are kind of, I don't know if you can see this, it's like 2 layers of a t-shirt, and these rips go, you know, either on either side, and they were somehow, it was inside out, but through one of these holes, not through like the armhole or the bottom hole. And it took me a good like 10-15 minutes when I first got this to figure out how this is supposed to lie. This 3.1 Phillip Lim, definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. I know some of you have said that this sells kind of slow for you, and it's because it's a higher end. It's you know, 3.1 Phillip Lim is a luxury designer. This was probably a $200 t-shirt back when it was first made. So, you know, that just makes sense. This is also an extra small, so I was not stressed about it. It's not something that takes up a great deal of space in my storage, so I was never mad about that. And this didn't honestly take too terribly long to sell. Maybe it's because it's a great basic. I don't know. Either way, the quality is exceptional. So I had this for just about 2 months. Again, not a super fast mover, but it wasn't a super slow mover either. And I had this listed at $35 and it popped through as a full price sale. So always happy to get a full price sale. Again, this was probably a good $200 back when it was new, so hopefully they love it. So I had it for 2 months, just over 2 months. I had it listed for $35. It was a full price sale with a $1 cost of the bins. This brought my profit to $28.57. Super, super cute. I hope she loves it. Next up here, I have this cute dress from Cobby. And actually one of you had commented and mentioned that this was Carol Anderson. Cobby stands for Carol Anderson by Invitation. And it is a selling model where they kind of like have ambassadors or representatives and they'll come to your house for like a party and they'll sell. But I gotta say, like, the patterns are nice, the quality is really nice, like it looks, and I've been pretty impressed with every piece that I found. I don't pick up everything that I have. I know that there are certain pieces that are a little bit more in demand than others, and I've experienced that. Like I've had a couple pieces that I picked up and they've sold in a day, and then I have pieces, I think I've had this for a lot longer than that. I want to say I've had this for 3 or 4 months. And you know, I would consider this, at least for me, I would consider this more in that like bread and butter territory. I do see a lot of it. Again, I try to only pick up the newer tag. That's like a little bit of a block, like a square tag. And, you know, like I said, I use my gut. In general, if I'm picking up a copy piece, it's because I think that there's a lot in the style that will move that product. Not necessarily the brand. It's not like a, you know, Madewell jeans where people who wear Madewell jeans like only wear Madewell jeans. But I had this one for just over 4 months. I just looked at the thing, it's 4 months. And I had it listed for $34. And my sidekick sent out an offer for $30, which was accepted. Super happy to move this on. So I keep getting questions about what Sidekick is, and Sidekick is Posh Sidekick, which is a virtual assistant tool that I use to share all my listings on Poshmark. I highly recommend, if this is something that you want to do at a higher volume or you want to go doing this like full time, it's kind of table stakes. You've got to invest in one. For me, Posh Sidekick has all the things that I need. Like, it can run off of my app. It doesn't need like a desktop running, but for the most part, it shares my entire inventory multiple times a day at different varying speeds. It also automates my offers to likers. So if somebody likes one of my items in my closet, they'll automatically send an offer at the discount that I set, at the shipping discount that I set. And they also have a cross-listing app, which I have not used yet. I do use Vendoo for my cross-listing. It is something I would love to kind of bring everything together into Sidekick, but I'm just like a little intimidated. I've got, 600 or 700 items in there, and I just need to kind of sit down and figure out exactly how much work that's going to take to port from one to the other, because I would like to keep it all together, and I've been super, super happy with Sidekick. If that is something that you are interested in, obviously take a look at your expenses. I want to say Posh Sidekick is, I think, around $30 a month. For me, it more than pays for itself, but obviously you have to look at it through the lens of your business. But if you are interested in trying it out, I do have a referral link down in the description. I think you get a free week, so you can kind of test it out and see if it works for you, see if you see an uptick in your sales. But it is something, even if it's not Posh Sidekick, I do recommend, if this is something you want to go at, make a list of the things that you need and take a look at all the different offers. There's a lot of great platforms out there. I just really like Sidekick. But just take a look at what you need and what you have the threshold for, and of course what fits in your budget, and give it a try, because it has made a huge difference in my business. Next up, now this I only found like 2 weeks ago, and it was so pretty, but there was a little bit of like damage to it. And by damage, I mean like missing beads. But this is a beautiful, fully beaded dress from Parker. To me, this feels so Art Deco. The bugle beads, the kind of starburst design. So I had this listed. Parker was a super expensive brand. It was sold in, I want to say, like Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, that level of store. And this probably retailed in that $500, $600, $700 range. And I just knew, because there was a little bit of damage, I certainly couldn't get like a, full asking price on this. So I listed it really reasonably. My whole thing was like, even if I donate this to like a theater department for use in like, a 1920s play, like I would be happy, because it's beautiful work, right? So size small, I had this listed at $32. I was just, again, I just wanted to find this a new home. It was too nice to not move on. And honestly, like, even though there are a couple areas of beads missing, like it's not unwearable, unless somebody's really looking at the beading on your dress, nobody's gonna be like, oh, well, you're missing that strand, but it's still completely wearable. So hopefully this is going to somebody who wants to wear this and feel fabulous in it. I'm just happy that it's not off to a landfill and that it was kind of caught beforehand. Yeah, I gotta say, it is quite heavy. That's all glass beading too. Like, it's really beautiful work. So I'm super pumped that this did sell. So I had it listed for $32. Again, I tried to be reasonable with it. I didn't, I'm not asking $100 for something like this when it does have a little bit of damage. Within 2 weeks of listing it, my Sidekick sent an offer for $29, and it was accepted. So I'm super excited to get this back out into the world. Get it another wear or two, but it is a cute little dress. So, so pretty. With a $1 cost on that. So again, $32 I had it listed for. My Sidekick sent an offer for $29. That was accepted with a $1 cost from the bins. This brought my profit to $24 even. So, so cute. Next up, now this was kind of a sleeper hit. This is a pretty little maxi skirt that I got, and it's from Joe's Jeans. I leave a lot of Joe's Jeans behind, mostly because I see a lot of skinny jeans. But this is a maxi skirt, and the top is like a lightweight fleece, like P-L-I-S-S-E, and then the bottom is like a silk cotton jersey. It is like light as a feather. But it's black, it's maxi length, and it's got a raw hem. So like if somebody is shorter, it's something that they can easily hem like cut to their length without losing the look of the skirt. It looks like it's slim cut. It's not. It actually has quite a bit of width at the bottom. So this I listed and it sold in a day. I was really surprised by that. Now, maxi skirts do tend to sell really well for me. I think that there's just a lot of people out there on the hunt for maxi skirts, and I don't think there's a whole lot out like to be purchased. It's just not something that's like in the core trends. It's not necessarily being made today, but I think a lot of people really seek them out. You know, they're nice classic silhouettes and they're getting harder to find. So they do sell well for me, but I will say this selling in a day was a surprise. And I had it listed for $32 and it popped through as a full price sale. Bam, gone. So super happy about that. But yeah, Joe's jeans, is Joe, like, do you guys pull a lot of Joe's jeans? Do you see a lot of Joe's jeans? I know for a while there, they were like the designer jeans to have. In fact, for a long time, they were the only jeans I wore. I really loved them. They were so, and I wish that there was something like Poshmark around back when I was wearing them because they were expensive. So $32 full price sale, $1 cost of the bins, sold in one day. That brought my profit to $26 even. Super pumped about that. Such a cute skirt too, like really just easy breezy. Next up here is this great little dress that I found from Young, Fabulous, and Broke, and you can't really tell. So it's like a halter style, and then the back is nice. It's got this wide straps that kind of crisscross against the back. This is a size large, I believe, if memory serves me right. Yeah, that was a size large. And it's a nice like bodycon dress. I will say Young, Fabulous, and Broke, I love their cotton, like the jersey that they use for their dresses. It's got a nice heft to it. And if you've ever worn a bodycon dress that has kind of a flimsier fabric, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because it is a like it doesn't, people talk about silk charmeuse being one of the most unforgiving fabrics in the world. I'm gonna say cheap cotton jersey is up there with it. If this dress were made with something that didn't have a little bit of body to it, and like a nice weight to it, this would show every lump, every bump, every dimple, everything you don't want seen. They use this nice, like kind of heavier weight ribbed jersey, which is another kind of tip. If you are looking for a bodycon dress, stick with a ribbed fabric because the ribbing gives it a little bit of body and it gives it a little bit of like skimmability. It gives it basically like vertical structure, right? Like it gives the fabric vertical structure so that it kind of skims over things top to bottom versus like hugging things top to bottom. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still gonna hug, it's still gonna be bodycon, but it's not gonna be like unflattering on everybody kind of bodycon. I mean, you get, if this was made in a cheaper jersey, like say you had cellulite, like everybody in the world has cellulite on your rear or on your thighs, it would show everything, everything. Silk charmeuse is gonna do the same thing, except it's gonna be shiny. It's gonna reflect light and it's gonna like highlight where all those lumps and bumps are. But cheap jersey will still show it. So I had this for just about a month. I knew this was gonna be a quick sale. It's super cute, it's tie-dye, it was a size large, it's a great brand. And I had it listed for $45 and I got an offer for $35, which I did accept. With a $1 cost from the bins, this brought my profit to $27 even. So super pleased about that. Again, I knew that that was gonna be a pretty quick sale, so great little dress. Next up, we've got another absolutely adorable dress. This is a cute little eyelet piece from Betsy Johnson. This is, I wanna say, a little bit newer. It is also a size large. It has these cute, like, the straps go a little bit wider at the top so you can put a bra on under this. I feel like these kind of dresses with the smocked bodices, you know, typically these straps are too far out and they're either spaghetti straps, you know, either way, you don't necessarily have the ability to hide a bra under there. So this is a cute, like, cornflower blue eyelet tiered dress. I just think this is so, so cute and it's in great shape. Cute little smocked bodice. I was pretty sure that this was gonna be a pretty quick sale. I mean, this is something you could easily throw on for like a summer wedding or a garden party or an engagement party. So I knew that this would go quick. And Betsy Johnson's stuff, to her credit, is always made really well. I just love that lady, and she is who I want to be when I grow up. I think she is a lot of fun. I love the fact that she has completely been her own person, unapologetically, her entire career. I always remember as being a kid, like watching, you know, the New York Fashion Week shows, and it was the days of like heroin chic, right? Like Kate Moss and all these like unbelievably skinny models that looked sick, truly sick. And then here comes Betsy Johnson's shows where the girls are doing like cartwheels down the runway. And then here comes Betsy doing a cartwheel down the runway. Like, she encouraged fun in fashion, which, you know, I don't think a lot of people did back when she really came onto the scene. Another one I just remembered. Do you remember Todd Oldham? Todd Oldham? Where did he go? He was like my favorite designer back in the day. He was kind of in that vein of a Betsy Johnson. He was very tongue-in-cheek, very kind of a lot of joy in his work. Let me know. Let me know if you remember Todd Oldham, because he was my favorite, and I wonder what happened to him. I'm gonna have to go down that wormhole a little bit later on today. You can believe that. So I had this for just under a month, and I had it listed for $42 and got an offer for $34, which I did accept. Happy to move this guy on. Love this little dress with a $1 cost at the bins. And this was a Mercari sale. And remember, they're no longer charging seller's fees. So $34, my profit on this was $33. Let me know, do any of you sell on Mercari? Let me know how you have been doing with that change. Like, have you had more sales? Have you had less sales? Did you change your prices? Let me know. I seem to be kind of steady with Mercari, which is great. I just can't imagine, like, as a buyer that I would be like open to that model. Like, as a seller, you know, I am using them as a service to list my things, so I anticipate selling fees, right? Like, that's the business, right? Like, that is the arrangement we agreed on. And I just thought it was a really strange move to move it to move that fee to the buyers. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested. Like, get that conversation going down below. Like, again, I love it for me, for my bottom line, but I just think that it's going to kill the buyer pool. So next up here, this is a great little piece. This is a pair of Prana pants. They're hiking pants. These are the kind of things from Prana that will always sell. Their jeans have been slowing down quite a bit. Their like sweaters and stuff have been slowing down, but stuff like this, Prana just makes really great hiking clothes. And these are in fabulous shape. I think these are called the Hallie pants. They're olive green, great condition, little roll up. They have like snaps for roll up legs. So it's kind of convertible, but without the zippers. I am not a fan of full convertible hiking pants. I think they chafe to the heavens. I had these for just about 3 months. I'm not super surprised about this. This is the kind of stuff that goes a little bit better in spring and summer, because most people do their hiking in spring and summer. Even though they're full-length pants, a lot of people prefer to wear pants when they're hiking because, you know, sun exposure, snakes, bugs, all the things that happen out in nature. But so 3 months is a pretty quick turnaround on these, considering I bought them kind of in the dead of winter. I had them listed for $36 and got an offer for $31. With a $1 cost from the bins, that brought my profit to $22.22. Great little find. Definitely the kind of things that I will always keep my eyes out for. Prana. The only ones I will say move a little bit slower for me are like Columbia, but like Prana, Patagonia, of course, Fjallraven, that's Fjall Raven, like the bird, Fjallraven. They're super high end, but those brands always do really well for me. Anyway, great find. Next up, now I just thought this was the cutest thing. This little, I called this like a spiderweb sweater. This is from Millau, M-I-L-L-A-U. This is a brand that is sold on Revolve. It's completely open weave. It's got this interesting kind of like nubby yarn. It's a size small. I got this, I've had this for a couple months. I want to say 1 or 2 months, but I knew it would go. I just thought it was going to take a little bit longer than this to sell. But that is definitely something that I used a lot of kind of varied keywords for. Of course, I use like boho and contemporary, but I also use like goth, punk, minimalist. This is something that, you know, can go to any one of those like core styles. Whimsy goth. Anyway, it's super, super cute little sweater, and I'm glad it moved as quick as it did. So I had this for 2 months, and I had it listed for $34 and got an offer for $25, which I did accept with a $1 cost of the bins. This brought my profit to $19 even, and I'm happy to be moving this along a little bit faster than anticipated. Next up, now this is one of those things that I've had forever, and I've had so much action on it. And it is just a simple little like organic cotton kind of cropped tee from Athleta. I've had this for a while. I want to say 6 or 7 months, but I've had a lot of action on it, a ton of likes. I've had a lot of people offer like $5 for it, which I get it, but that doesn't work in my profit margin. So I had this listed for, 7.5 months. And I had it listed for $22. I want to say that these retail in like the $40 range. Athleta is just crazy expensive. You know, their stuff is really nicely made, but it is very expensive. And these are the kind of things that I would very strongly advise to like only pick up if you are sourcing on the super cheap. Their leggings is a different beast as long as they're like newer leggings. Their tops, same deal as long as it's got the newer tag, like you can comfortably pay up a little bit. But something like this, something truly like an insignificant piece, like a little t-shirt, only if you're getting it for $1. I mean, I was able to hold on to it. Like I've got room in my storage to hold on to this for 6 or 7 months. Not everybody has that luxury. So I had this listed for $22 and my sidekick sent an offer for $19 and it sold. I was very happy to move this guy along. Again, kind of a lesson learned. This was one of the first things I picked up that was like this small from Athleta, so it was a little bit of an experiment. Now I know. I will only buy these things kind of strategically. With a $1 cost from the bins, this brought my profit to $12.18. Next up, now this one was something that my mother-in-law sent home with my husband, and this is a cute vintage Laura Ashley dress. This is so springy, it's lightweight cotton, it's got a square neck, it's got those signature like lozenge sleeves that Laura Ashley does so well. So I knew that this would go really quickly, and here's kind of a funny thing with this. I had this listed for $80, and I had like 4 or 5 offers on eBay, you know, ranging between $40 to like $60. And I had a bunch of those offers, like I accepted, and they never paid. So I think that most of them, if I was reading things correctly, most of these offers came from China, which is interesting. I didn't know that they could buy through eBay, but I guess they can. But I wonder if there was something that went on where their payment wasn't accepted by eBay, because ultimately this did sell. And it did sell to somebody. This is going to China. So I don't know what went wrong with those, but I've never had that happen multiple times on like one item. They were all different buyers. They all seemed to be like from different places because they list, you know, like eBay lists like where they are. And I don't know. Like I don't know what happened here. I don't know if maybe these Laura Ashley dresses are in particular like super popular in China, and that's why we're getting so much interest there. But either way, it did end up selling. So I had it listed for $80. I got an offer for $55, which I did accept, and it did get paid through. So I only had this listed for about 2 weeks. It sold about as fast as I expected it to. I knew that this lightweight one, she sent me home with 2. I'll link the haul down below where you can see both of the ones that she sent home, but I knew that this one was gonna go faster because it's spring. The other one was a little bit more of like a wintertime dress. So no cost to me on this. This brought my profit to $48.21. I hope she loves it. This is coming from my mother-in-law, so you can be real sure that this thing was taken very good care of. Next up is this cute little dress from Brandy Melville. I'm still dying to see the documentary. It just, you know, any kind of store that sells like a one size fits most and like the one size that they have is a size small, I'm real curious about the inner workings of it. But people do seem to really like it. And I will say like the little pieces that I do find are pretty well made. So I will pick them up if I can get them cheap enough and if they are a piece that I think has enough like saleable qualities. This is like a little ditzy floral wrap dress. It's super cute. It's kind of like a flowy fabric. So I knew that this would go really quick. I had this listed for $22, and to be sure, like that's kind of the max you're gonna get on a Brandy piece, unless it's something that's like, you know, oddly viral and sold out. For the most part, you're only gonna get maybe 20 to 25. So use that range as you're sourcing. If that does not work for the profit margin you need to operate in, don't pick any up, because they would, you know, you're not gonna make enough money. Luckily, I got this at the bins for $1, so, you know, I'm able to take a lower offer on this, and I'm able to, you know, take what these are going for on the secondhand market. They don't retail for all that much. I wanna say that this was probably 58 bucks, so it's not like I'm gonna be getting $50 for this. But I had it listed for 22 and got an offer for 18 after about 3 weeks, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, that brought my profit to $13.47. So, you know, again, that's about par for the course for Brandy Melville. You know, if you know what you're looking for, that's about, you know, the profit you can expect. So again, $13.47. Happy to have this moved in and out of my closet really quickly. And I'll continue to pick them up as long as, you know, as long as they fit in my like business model. So cute little piece. Next up here, this is a cute one that I knew would come in and go fairly quickly. This is a cute little piece from Chicos. And this is a maxi skirt. It's kind of got an asymmetric hem, super cute. It's a size 3, which I think is an extra large or a 16 in Chicos sizing. But it's really nicely made. It's a nice quality fabric. It's got a really beautiful drape to it. And it's got the interest of being a little bit asymmetric. So I knew that this was gonna be kind of a quick in and out piece. Chicos has been slowing down for me a little bit, but this is the kind of piece that will always go. Their basics sell really well for me. More so than their kind of like interesting, unique pieces, their basics move quite a bit faster for me than their interesting pieces. So I had this one listed for $34. And my sidekick sent an offer for $30, which was accepted. And I have it listed for about 2.5 months. So with a $1 cost from the bins, this brought my profit to $20.98. Super cute, great little skirt. That is definitely like a closet staple. And finally here, now this was such a cool find. This is a dress from Gypsy 5, and it's 100% silk. This is brand new with tags, and it's kind of, it's strapless, but then it's got these incredibly long straps that can be kind of twisted and worn 85 different ways. So whatever neckline you like, if you like it, you know, over one shoulder, if you like it kind of crossed in the front or crossed in the back, you can do that with this. It's one of those kind of like multi-way dresses. But it is so lovely, and it's funny, like Gypsy 5, when they first came out, I don't know if they're still around, but they were like super popular in the early 2000s. And I remember saving up, maybe even closer to like 2010. And I remember saving up for so long to get this cute little like orange and white Gypsy 5 dress. And I want to say I got it off of Rue La La. Do you remember Rue La La? Is that still around? It was like, what was it? It was Rue La La, Haute Look, all those kind of flash sale sites. I feel like they've all kind of gone away. I don't really remember seeing them anytime recently. So let me know if you still see those. I know there was a whole thing with Zulily getting sold, and it was a whole kerfuffle, but I feel like Zulily was kind of like the last of the Mohicans there. Like I feel like I haven't seen Rue La La in years, but it was the thing back when it first came out. Okay, I think that will hold. I don't know how else to pack this, but this is just so lovely. So this still had its tag on it, and the retail price on this was like $458. You know, they were not cheap. I want to say the one that I bought was like over $100, and you know, in 2008, 2009, whenever I bought it, that was a lot of money. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but that was an extreme amount of money for me. But I loved that thing, and I wore it literally until the straps fell off. And I remember seeing like every celebrity in the world was photographed in a Gypsy 5 dress. So it always gives me a nice hit of nostalgia, which always makes me happy, but I just thought this was so pretty. It's, you know, it's just a pretty dress. It's just a pretty dress to start with. So I had this listed at $95 and got an offer for $75, which I did accept. And I had it for just over a month. I was pretty sure that this was gonna be something that sold, you know, once that weather started getting warmer. So with the $1 cost from the bins, this brought my profit to $59 even. And that is something that I will not sniff at. That was a great find. But that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done. It's always so great to have somebody to talk to while I'm doing this stuff. But guys, let me know, what was your best sale this week? Did you have any crazy sales? Did you have any like blockbuster things move out of your closet? Let me know in the comments below. You know I love to celebrate your wins with you. But guys, I've got to get running. Don't forget to give me a follow on my socials. I'll have my handles right here. I'll also have them linked down below. If you had fun, consider giving this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, have the most incredible weekend. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.